Hola, aquí María Salmorán. Habla María Salmorán Santiago. Allá en María Salmorán Santiago. I came from Mexico. I live here in New York. I started working when I had the year of 12 years old. And now my age is the 51. I started working at 12 years old, and always I work a decent work. I started working helping people, families, if they can give it to me food, because they helping to me to giving a house to live. I was living in Felipe Ángeles, Oaxaca, Mexico, when I was at age 12 years old. They helping me and they house to live because I went to a study of the secondary school, like middle school, y estoy confundida con la middle age. Okay, the middle school. Okay, after primary school. And they give me house to live, and I helping them, and they helping to me to give me food. I helping them in their house, to sweep the floor, cleaning the dishes, and they give me food because I studied there. I went to school when I studied 12 years old. It's not my town, it's another town. In my town, they don't have a middle school. I went another town to live. And I live in house, not my house, not my mother's house, with different people, families. I was living there in 3 houses. Maybe they remember me. I have only at 12 years old. I started working at 12 years old, and not my house, another house, another houses. After that, I went to live to Maria Lombardo, Oaxaca, Mexico, with my uncle, Cirilo Sanchez. He was a president for that town. And I helping to them in the restaurant because they have a restaurant. And I helping them to wash dishes, helping with the cook. And they pay me for a week. My uncle and my cousins pay me for a week for helping them. After that, I went to Mexico City to live with the rich people. Pedregal San Ángel, Lomas de Chapultepec. I was living in Lomas de Chapultepec with Rubén Infante, family of Sonia Infante, Pedro Infante. And I was living in the house de Salvador Mondragón Guerra. He was a minister for the Suprema Court from Mexico. And they was like my family with my person. Why? Because my like my grandma aunt was there and minister for the Suprema Court in Mexico long time ago. María Salmorán de Tamayo. Okay, when she was young. I was living with the people, but they tried me like a family. The people know was different. They was like my family. Okay, and then after that, I went to live with the sister of my father. And I started working in a factory. En Mexico says tinacos, the plastic laminate for house, for the ceilings, and they call in tinacos for water, in a factory. And after that, my aunt came from La Paz, Baja California Sur, of the south of Mexico. La Paz, Baja California, the south of Mexico. And she said, now you go with me to live. And I went with her to live. I was there for a year in her house, a sister for my father. They are rich over there. I was living with her, and I started working with the family of my uncle, her husband. They make a food for a restaurants, and I went to work in a store. And then I went to work with a lady, the name Blanquita Arambulo. She know me too. One day, kidnapper want to taking me, was a kidnapping people, one man, and I tell her, because I scared a lot, I wasn't dangerous in Mexico, but I was living with different people and with my family. And after my aunt, my cousin came from Mexico, the one I was living with my other aunt, came to see the aunt in Baja California, in her house, and say, my aunt, now you go back with your cousin. And we went back, and I now went back to her house. I went back to my uncle or soldier for the first Air Force in Mexico, and I went to live with him. His name, Moises Salmoran. He died already. And I went to live with him. And my other uncle came in his house and say, my uncle, now I come from Maria. I bring Maria to the father and mother. But not my father and mother, their father and mother, my uncle's father and mother, my grandpa's, my grandpa and my grandma. And he bring me the name Peter Salmoran. He bring me to my grandpa and my grandma to live in the mountain of Oaxaca. It's another town. I went to live with my grandpa and my grandpa. I was there, and my other aunt, sister for my mother, came to visit my grandpa and my father and says, oh, Maria is here? Okay, now I bring Maria to my house with me. And I said, oh my God, okay. I went to live with her in her town, and the town is different name, like name that, the Christmas, when you celebrate Christmas and say, what's the name? I forgot the name of that town because I was there not too much. And then, when she decided, say, now, I bring you back to your grandma and grandpa. I said, okay. I went back to my grandpa and my grandma. And my other uncle came from Chinantla, Puebla, to visit my grandpa and my grandpa. And say, my uncle, oh, you here? Yes, I am here, uncle. You live with your grandpa and your grandma? Yes. Now I bring you with me to live at Chinantla, Puebla. I said, what is that? It's in Puebla. Okay. They decide for me where I go to live. And I went to live with him. And I was there, living with him. And it's the place I married. After him, I went to live with a cousin of my mother. Cousin, sister of my mother. I went to live with her. It's the place I married. Okay? I was living like a peregrine in different house. And the place I study, the middle school, like a high school, middle school, I was living there in 3 houses. 3 houses. I count all the place I was living, starting with my mother's house, finished with my husband, mother house was living, because not his house, no mother house of the brothers of my husband. 17 house I was living. Rich people, middle people, and poor people. I was living in 17 house, and I went to marry virgin. And all the people I say what I was living, nobody got to say to you, I wasn't a fucking. I came to this country. And in 1998, I went to buy a restaurant, a food to eat. I eat that food, and then that food have a virus inside. I get bad stomach, gastritis, vomit, and diarrhea. Very strong. And I keep the gas, and I throw it out because I was working on cashier. I have a cashier near me, behind me and my back. They was looking on the front. I cannot throw out the gas. After 2 weeks, because the gas came from every second. After 2 weeks, I starting with bad smell on my mouth. It's not for fucking. It's for the food. For the virus and the food getting in my stomach. I get problem with that food. Because my husband made me problem. People starting making problem. For that food, I starting like a big fucking up, and they starting putting me to fucking down, bleeding my face. And I starting after one criminal, another criminal, another criminal. I don't know how many criminals I get for that time to now. And I had 24 years, the people barking to me every single day, because I have a gassy people who put me on the internet. And I get 24 years barking people behind me and criminal to my body. And my husband starting deny me, and that 24 years to now, since to now, long time. I decide now how I can live my life, because nobody can force me to stay near someone forever he wants, how he wants, or how the others want, because I get a lot of barking around me. And I remember how I was living. How was my life? I don't care the people. I don't care the people. When I call God, he listens to me. And he make me justices. Because it's too much. My body is tired. It's too tired, my body. If I starting working 12 years old because my father died in that time. My father died when I had 12 years old. He died in May, and I started live with another people in September. And my mother, after 1 year, my father died, she married. And I cannot live in my house, my mother's house. Because always when I come back from the school, end in the week, in weekends, to see her, my stepfather maltreat my mother. And I bring him with the police to put in the jail. I cannot make that always, because it was dangerous for me. I leave my mother for that reason. Because I cannot live with my stepfather like that, and my mother. And all the people of my town, they know that. That's why I leave my house. I have a good father. Never I have in my mind, I gotta lose my father young. Because my father died when he was at 36 years old. And my mother was at 26. And I was at 12. I am the bigger. My mother delivered me when she has only a 15 years old or 16. I am the big one of my brothers. I suffered a lot in my life, but less when I was a single, because when I get married, I started suffering too much. And nobody can decide for me. They force me to stay in one place, to cannot move, no there, no here, not to the side, not to the east, not to the west, not to the east, not to the up and down. To keep in one place. That's why when I call God, He make me justices. Because my body, for a lot of maltraining, a lot of barking, I get tired, my body, my bones. All my body pain every single day. And every single day I have to listen barking people. It's a lot. God called me in the night time, in the 1997, and say to me, what is going to happen in my future? And never I believe. And it's true. But He said to me, I got to make you justices. Because this is going to happen to you. And it's true. Están haciendo todo lo posible. Right here, I have a landlord for this building. Came the other day. When I have a problem in the apartment, he has to fix it. The bathroom is bad, kitchen is bad, it's not good, it's damaged. I was cooking in my stove because the gas was leaking in the stove, in the oven, for 3 years. And I called the super, please fix the oven. It's not working well. It's leaking gas. Got to make explosion in the building. And not listen. They say they gotta give me to me a new. They not gave me to me. When I called the 311, and then they came and fixed the oven. It's not they not make nothing. You have to call the 311. It's not they not make nothing to you. Okay? They stealing money when you pay the rent and they not fix the things. The people get illusion. When you see the apartment, oh, looks nice, oh, okay, you take the apartment. After that, they forgot they had to fix it. Whatever you need in the apartment to fix. And then the oven was a leak in the gas for 3 years and nobody come to fix the oven. And when I called the 311 and then, okay, now. But I was cooking in the top, of the stove with electricity stove. But for me, I lost money in the electricity using that stove for 2 weeks. And then they came, closed the gas, turn it on, the gas. They turn it off the gas, and I started cooking over the stove with a separate stove, electricity stove. And then they came and turned it off the water. The water stopped working. The same thing. I used the water from the tap of the bathroom to wash my dishes. That's why I called the 311, because I said, what happened with this landlord? But they say you pay late, like a one day after you had to pay your rent, you had to pay them $100. They see that you pay late only 1 day, because they charge you $100. They can see that, right? But when you call them and you say to him, please, you have to fix this and that because it's damaged, need to fix it, they not do. They are stupid. They are stealing your money. This government has to see to put people, no, because they call the 311, they have to put people, the landlords, stupid. They don't want to fix it. Their apartment to paying, or I don't care, because sometimes passing 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I don't care, maybe 10 years, they never come and pay again, the apartment. The government has to put people from them to check all the time the buildings and house, how the people lives there, because they go to work and they work very hard to pay the rent. I came in over here I live now 18 years ago. And these people from this building, they give me a lot of problems since that time to now, all the time. They had to give me back all the money back for the rent of this apartment I pay. Because it's these people who give me the problem. They had to give me all the rent I give you. They had to give me back for 18 years living here. Because behind me, with the Google, internet, they put me to make a criminal in my body. I get a lot of criminal, a lot of hearing every single day. And like that, I am paying his rent, their rent. Okay? To say everybody, we make this criminal because I want this lady to be a fucking. And I have a husband. My first man is my husband. But I get a lot of criminal to live in this apartment. Just I waiting for my justices. from God or for the government. The government, because for provide my life, to not live in me, to live my life, to have a lot of criminals embarking people behind me every single day. The city of New York owing me $500 million. Because if I went to the jail to pay for a criminal or assassin or murderer, maybe I getting out. No, but I not did that. I not make a criminal. I not stealing nobody. I not murder nobody. No assassin nobody. I not kill nobody. That is the work of the government, to take the people to the jail, the criminal people, killing people, deaf people. Because I waiting for my $500 million. And this owner over here, the first one and the second, they are the according, making me problem. They have to give me back my money. Maybe not complete, maybe they have, because I use the apartment. But they give me the problem. They have to give me the half money back. That I want and that I say. It's not they have to go to the jail to pay for criminal. Others make me criminal. For them, they are the first or criminal to make my body.